What's going on, everybody? This is indeed Emmanuel, and today I wanted to acknowledge one of the greatest entertainers of all time, Mr. Michael Joseph Jackson. This episode is actually inspired by an IG post that I participated in last month, because, unfortunately, 16 years ago, last month, we lost the king of pop himself, and the question was, what do you remember that day? Do you remember how it affected you as a person? And in this case, an artist. I have two incredible actors and singers who have been on my show before. Mr. Taj Abdul Samad from the 80s and 90s group from Motown, The Boys. They were amazing. And I have actress-singer Tyren Perry, who was on Different Strokes, who was on the TV show Bustin' Loose, and she had a group with her sisters called She. There will be a part 2, so be on the lookout for that. This one is for you, Michael.
Peace. So where was I when I heard that Michael passed? I was definitely, I believe I was at home, and I'm not sure how I found out, but I ended up turning on the news, and it was all over the news, and I think my initial feeling was just like disbelief, just like, what? How could this be? Man, yeah. It was definitely a big loss. Huge loss. I just remember watching on the news, all the people gather in, I believe it was in Harlem, at the Apollo. And they were basically, there was some type of memorial going on, and everybody was gathering there and just kind of reminiscing about Michael, and it was just a feeling of disbelief, just like, this can't be happening. But of course, Michael was just a once in a lifetime type of artist. For me, I feel like Michael was a part of what I call the golden age of music. Not even the golden age of music. It was the golden age of culture, which was the 80s. So the 80s was like the golden age of culture. You had just like some of the best music during that decade. You had the Lakers versus Celtics rivalry. You had, which was Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. You had Michael and Prince, their rivalry, or the two biggest albums that dropped at the same time, that just kind of dominated that whole era. So you had so many iconic things taking place in the 80s, and Michael was definitely a part of that, and it was just like a golden age of culture, and I'll never forget it, because those were the things that really shaped me as far as when it comes to music. It was Michael's music, it was Prince's music, it was New Edition, it was, all of that stuff happened during that decade. And that's where I really found my love of music and the arts. And Michael was a huge part of all that, for sure.
For me, having met Michael Jackson, having spent time in the studio at Neverland Ranch with his brothers and stuff, and even at one point watching Jermaine's kids when they were younger. They're just a very nice family, very sweet. So when I found out about his passing, it completely shocked me, because it came out of left field. Plus, the entire time I was trying to, after everything that happened to him with his interrogations and all the accusations, I had already been like praying for him, because It's hard when you've been around someone that you know isn't doing that. I mean, I was around him around a bunch of other kids and just not his vibe. You know, he was not like that. So I was stunned when he passed, like extremely stunned. I could not cry. I cried a little bit later in the day. It was shocking to my system. And then for me as an artist, as a singer, was very difficult to think about what the music industry was going to look like, because I am one of those artists that truly enjoyed watching him and looking forward to what he was going to do next and seeing where his creative brain went. And I don't know, that anticipation. And then once he was gone, I was like, we're never going to get this type of entertainer, this type of performer, singer, writer ever again. And that made me even more sad. So it took me a while, and I think it made it even harder because of Whitney Houston and all the other, when Whitney died and then he died. Both of those together were a culmination of just like, I'm like, what is this like? But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot for me. It did give me pause and help me to figure out what I was going to do with my artistry, like, and how I was going to handle myself in regards to the industry, the media, the news outlets and stuff, just knowing how they move. He was a very good artist to look at and see how 1 minute they're all about you and the next minute they're trying to tear you down as soon as he's exposing stuff. So I learned a lot and I was sad a lot, but I still miss him very much and wish he was here. And every time we get another artist that tries to do their own tribute, I'm always like, I still miss you so much. But yeah, that's where I was. I was at home and they dropped off a newspaper and that's how I saw it. So